right. Welcome to this week's episode of The Good Dentist. On the TV up above the dental seat, we will be watching Finding Nemo. Okay, so before we get started, sometimes these problems are pretty complicated. And it's so important to approach them by saying, what's the story? Right? And then, what information do I need? And can I draw something? When you approach something like this, it's so much easier than putting the pressure on yourself of being like, what do I need to do? I don't know what to do. That's hard. But if you take it step by step, it makes it much easier, right? It just let the problem unfold as opposed to thinking you need to know what to do. And as we like to say sometimes, the harder you think, the deeper you sink. Right? So in a problem like this, don't clam up and be like, what do I need to do? Just say, what's the story? Simplify it. Oh, what information do I need? Can I draw? And once you've done all that and you've kind of comprehended it, then you're ready for what do I need to do? So instead of sinking in a sea of confusion, go step by step and climb a mountain of clarity. All right? You ready to do it? I am. Marcel has 2 1/3 cups of milk. He uses 2/3 cups for his cereal and 1 1/4 cups for a pancake recipe. How much milk in cups does Marcel have remaining? Okay, so the story is that Marcel has a bunch of milk, okay, and he's pouring some into his cereal bowl and some into his pancake recipe. And then we're going to want to know how much he has left. Right? So he has milk, pouring it, and then he's looking to see what he has left. And to me, eyeballing this sucker, I think what makes this complicated is that it's fractions. So let's kind of rewind here. I know that he starts with 2 1/3, right? He uses 2/3 for cereal. And then he uses 1 1/4 for the pancake. Okay? Great. So if he's pouring it, we're subtracting. We're doing 2 1/3 minus 2/3 and 1 1/4. But I'll just start here with minus 2/3. Okay? So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. This is going to make the video kind of long, but I think it's the right way to do this. So here's one way to do it. To do 2 1/3 minus 2/3. So you want to think of it as we have 1 cup broken into thirds filled with milk. 2 cups broken into thirds and filled with milk. And then a 1/3 cup broken into thirds, filled with milk. And then Marcel comes along and he pours 2/3 for his cereal. So he gets rid of 1/3 and 2/3. All right. And now we've done the cereal, but now he uses a whole cup for a pancake recipe. Okay? A whole cup and a 1/4. So we can get rid of 1 whole cup. And now we got to take a 1/4 out of here. Right? He has 2/3 left and we need to subtract a 1/4. But we can't do it because it's not the same denominator. So we're going to take what he has left. We're going to do 2/3. Let me just show that I took that 1 away. Minus 1/4. Okay? And we know that to do that, we got to ratio table this sucker. We got to find a common thing for 2/3 and 1/4. And I think that's 12. So 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 4 is 8. And then 1/4 I'll do over here. So I'm running out of room. 1/4, 12. 4 times 3 is 12, so 1 times 3 is 3. So we are doing out where the heck to write this. All right. We are going to do 8/12 minus 3/12 equals 5/12. Boom. Boom. Okay? Now, I like that way because you're just drawing it and you're knocking off thirds, and then at the end you got to make some conversions. Let me show you one way that I think is a little cleaner. It's going to make some of you go, what? And crash out, and then you're going to get like, if it was a video, you get the like exclamation, $sign, @ coming out of your mouth, right? But some of you, this method is clean. You ready? Okay, let's see. So what we did was 2 1/3 minus 2/3. So when you go to do it stacking, you can't do 1/3 minus 2/3. You can't. I don't have 1/3 to give you, just like normal subtraction. So we go to our neighbor and we borrow. We turn that into a 1. And then since we're dealing in thirds, we just send 3/3 over. So instead of 1/3, it becomes 4/3. And now we do 4/3 minus 2/3, and we get 2/3. 1 minus nothing is 1. So after the cereal, we have 1 2/3 left. Okay? So after the cereal, we have 1 2/3. And then we're going to go subtract 1 1/4. Now we can't do that because 2/3 and 1/4 aren't compatible, so we got to make them compatible. So 12 2/3 times 4 is 8, so we have 8/12, and then 1/4, 12 and 3. So we're doing 8/12 minus 3/12. Okay. So now let me rewrite that. 1 8/12, right? Minus 1 3/12. Now I can do that. 8/12 minus 3/12 is 5/12. 1 minus 1 is 0, so 5/12. I don't know. What do you think? Which way do you like better? You like drawing it out as the diagram, or you like stacking it like you normally do? It's up to you. Okay? All right. Elsie. Oh, good old Elsie. Elsie has 2 equal-sized bags of rice. One bag is 1/3 full, and the other bag is 1/5 full. She combines the rice into 2 bags. What fraction of a full bag of rice does Elsie have now after combining the rice? So she has 2 bags of rice. This also often happens in my cabinet. She's like, I don't need 2 bags. I'll put them together. So she takes them and puts them together. And how close to a full bag does she have? To me, that seems pretty simple. And I need to know that one bag is 1/3 full and another bag is 1/5 full. And I think I'm taking one bag, putting them together. To me, that seems like addition. So I'm doing 1/3 plus 1/5. These 2 fractions are not compatible. Okay, so I'm going to ratio table them up. 3 times 5 is 15, so I'll use 15. 5/15, and then 1/5 times 3 is 15, so 3. So 5/15 and 3/15. If we add those 2 puppies together, 5/15 plus 3/15. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 8/15. Letter D. Okay? So tonight's videos are in 2 parts, so that's the end of part 1. It's just open up the next video for question 3 and 4. I ran out of time to finish them all. Okay?